Hello, everyone. This is Francine Crawford. Welcome to my show, Autumn is Here. Today, we're going to speak to Monica Gray, who was a recent caregiver of her parent, and she wants to share her story. Okay, let's welcome her to our show. Hi, welcome, Monica. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for coming on Autumn is Here. We just want to start off with you telling us just a little bit about yourself.
Well, Monica Gray, born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens, and back in Brooklyn again. I am 62 years old. I am now a caregiver part-time for my mom, as well as working full-time as a branding, marketing person. It's been a real good pivot in my life. I'll just say that.
Okay.
But I just accept whatever God has planned for me. And that's all I've realized it is, and he's given me the strength to keep on going. And like I said, you never know which way your life is going to turn.
That's
but I say I'm still walking, so I'm doing good.
Okay, so listen, well, tell us just a little bit about how it started for you becoming a caregiver, because your mother was pretty independent.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's say 6 months ago, my mom's 80, she'll be 84 in December. She was still going to the gym. Okay. She, in February, started losing a little weight. March, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, stage 4.
Okay.
My mother lost 50 pounds. She was down to 98 pounds. It's been a struggle, but from all the prayer warriors, the man upstairs, and the good doctors at Memorial Sloan Kettering, this chemo seems to be working. Over the last 3 or 4 weeks, she's gained 8 pounds. She hasn't been using her cane in the house, and her strength is coming back. So next week, she'll be going for another CAT scan so we can determine what progress has been made on the inside. But from the outside, you can see there's definitely something working in her favor.
Okay. So, of course, this happened and you weren't expecting it. What kind of challenges did you have? Did you have any challenges as far as getting any kind of medical help or anything like that?
Oh, boy, that was really interesting. I'll just tell you that. Real good learning experience. And, as I compared with a couple of friends of mine, one of my dearest friends, Linda in Atlanta, who's also a caregiver for her mom, the different states deal with Medicare and Medicaid differently.
Okay.
So that's been a real learning experience. My mom had Medicare. And it's funny because I always see the commercials. They talk about Part A, Part B, things like that. Yeah. Never paid it any attention. Now I do. I've learned what Part A and Part B is. But what's happened is when I needed some help at home for her, because I still work full time. I work in the office 3 days a week, and I work from home 2 days a week. So, need some help with my brother. He's in and out of town. So apply for a home attendant. And actually the doctor, of course, at Sloan, she automatically, signed off on that. So had someone that next week, 4 hours a day. But all of a sudden I get a call after 2 weeks saying, next week is next Friday is her last day. I'm like, what do you mean? My mom's still sick. So I asked the doctor to reinitiate that again, which she did. But she obviously didn't even fully understand that Medicare only provides coverage for short-term healthcare services.
Right.
So now I had to apply for Medicaid for long-term services for her. And that process, we were approved June 12th. And it's not officially going to take effect until August 1st. So, government's got a way of kind of crawling to provide assistance. So, of course, the services that my mom needs when I'm not around, I had to kind of pay out of pocket.
Oh,
And the answer is no, there's no reimbursement because the young lady that was working with, she said, oh, I think they're going to reimburse you. No, they don't reimburse you.
oh, okay. So you
Yes.
pay out of pocket until that kicks in.
Until August 1st when Medicaid picks up.
And when Medicaid picks up, do you know they're going to give you more hours?
Yes, they do actually, because through the Medicare, I was only getting 20 hours a week. So now she's going to get 28 hours a week.
Okay. That's good.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's an experience.
Oh boy, it's an experience.
Yeah.
It was a lot of little professional yelling. I was doing a lot of it because I'm like, why am I talking to 5 different people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, it's interesting because now Medicaid picks up for the home attendant, but then if I wanted to get personal or how can I say supplies,
Mm-hmm.
Empire Blue Cross Blue Shield comes in and pays for that.
Okay.
So I had to now apply for that. That's like the Part B of the Medicaid services.
That it works.
Yeah, so that's real interesting process.
Wow.
Yeah.
How have you had to change your schedule at all? Is your schedule like?
Luckily, I got a great team. I work as a consultant, and so working from home Monday, Friday over here at my mom's house, works out well for me. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, I'm in the office and I make it work.
Okay. So how is that emotionally on you? How is it when you?
Initially, it was overwhelming.
Okay.
First of all, just seeing my mom, in the condition she was in. I'm looking over at it now. It was very emotional, but like I said, I knew I needed to kick in and be that strong Leo that I know I can be. And because I knew she was going to pick up my energy and she needed to feel that strength from me. Mm-hmm. So, we prayed about it. I wasn't sure about the chemo treatment because she was so frail and so weak. But, and I told her usually chemo makes you feel worse before you feel better. If you get better. She said she wanted to fight. So we said, let's go in there and do it. And like I said, from all the prayer warriors, God, and that chemo, something's working.
Okay. Well, that's great that you made a good point. The positive energy, you want to keep that going to keep them going and keep you going.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you have other help as far as family? Do you have?
Oh yeah, my brother. My brother's a great help. He's here like every 3 weeks. He's mostly out of town, but he'll be here next week because actually I got to travel for a week out of town, so he'll be here along with whatever home attendant's going to be here.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Have you reached out to any kind of organizations for any kind of support for caregivers or any kind of thing?
No.
Okay.
Well, my mother's very private, very personal. So there's certain things that she's just not going to accept.
Okay.
She doesn't want a whole lot of people, in her space. So, so I got to respect that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, that's true. We want to help them, and take care of them. But, sometimes you got to pull back and allow them to still be a part of their journey.
Absolutely.
Their journey. Yeah. And
I want her to be comfortable. That's the most important thing. She's got to feel comfortable.
Right. So she's still living in her home.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's good. And that helps them because they're more familiar with that.
They feel absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So you have a support of friends that just for you that will help you, sometimes
absolutely. Absolutely. Got some wonderful friends and family.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Is there anything that you've experienced that you want to share with other people who may be going through this? Because sometimes people don't realize it until they're in it. And maybe there are certain things that you might have experienced, like is her paperwork together, things like that. You might have to look into, you wasn't expecting, things like that.
Yeah. So, like I said, my mother was very independent. So it was like I just had to now. I didn't even know who her primary doctor was.
Ah, okay.
So now I'm involved in everything. I'm taking pictures of her license, her medical cards, you know. So, now I have a copy of everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. And yes, I would advise anyone with a senior parent
Hmm.
to try to make sure they have that before anything happens.
Right.
Because, that's the first thing everyone asks for. They want ID, even if I take her to the hospital, all I could say was, yeah, she's got Medicare, but I didn't even realize, and she didn't even realize, she would have two cards, the part A and B, but she was only showing one card. So she was getting billed for some stuff. And then one time she pulled it out and it was stuck behind the other one. And the lady told her, technician said, oh, you got to pull this out every time, pull that second card out as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, and learning process. And like I said, take pictures of all your parents' IDs and, and things like that, because it's real important to know.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming on Autumn is Here. If there anything else you would like to say to the audience and something that you've experienced that you may have unexpectedly, went through and you might want to share with somebody.
Only thing I can really say is you really get a chance to see how the love is returned, how full circle of life is, a lot of good memories come up, but you see yourself doing it for your parent now, in a sense. But I try to do it with humor. I don't ever want her to feel that she's being a burden to me, because it's not. Because if I had the chance, I'd do it all over again. All right. I pray a lot for strength every morning. I'm like, okay, God, give me strength, but I know he's never going to give me any more than I can handle. And like I said, my mom getting stronger makes me feel stronger. So just like I said, keep praying. Every time you feel a little weak, just keep praying, ask for strength, and then you will receive it.
Yes, absolutely. Being a caregiver is a tough job. You don't know what you're going to have to deal with. So yes, so you have to be prayed up and
absolutely truly prayed up.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you sharing your information and your experience with others that may help somebody else who's going through it, or something for them to prepare for before they go through it.
Right.
So I really appreciate it. So thank you again.
I appreciate this platform, and I want to commend you for what you're doing. People have got to share this type of information, because hopefully I'll get to be this age, my mother's age, and because everybody doesn't get to make that, because I've been seeing so many deaths in 50s and 60s now. That's true. Like I said, stay strong, and thank you.
All right. Thank you. Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.